Labels are the fulcrum on which imbalance hinges, separating us from them. There is a set of rules, expectations, and treatments for us, and a different set for them. If you are a woman, given a subordinate position and less pay. If you appear gay, you are labeled a faggot and treated as a lesser human being and have less rights than a straight person when getting married. If your skin is dark, then you are assumed to be more likely to be a criminal compared to those with a lighter complexion, and you are treated that way at every step of the criminal justice system. This is our society. Inequality is the norm. Poverty and disproportionate wealth are considered natural consequences of capitalism. So there's nothing we can do. But does it have to be this way? Can we reject imbalance as the natural order and work towards equal opportunities for everyone and more fair outcomes? Having only lived in an imbalanced world, I haven't seen what a balanced one looks like. But I imagine it is a place where everyone is viewed as equal human beings regardless of stereotypes.
Last Monday, I went downtown to march with the Earth First and Rising Tide contingent of the Power Shift Day of Action. It was this contingent of roughly 600 to 800 radicals and direct action advocates that broke off on the main march. It was here that I held hands with complete strangers and embraced new acquaintances as if I had known them my entire life. I invited a few who came from far places to come back to campus with me for a free meal in Market Central. We felt unstoppable. But as our crew strut in the market in all of our ramshackle glory, my new friends were suddenly halted by what lay before them. I kept on, assuming that they would find the table that I grabbed eventually. But as I sat down, I realized that they had remained at the entrance, hesitantly glancing around the cafeteria. Finally, the same girl of Latino descent whose impassioned confidence had helped escalate an entire protest mere hours ago, glanced apologetically in my direction and mouthed, "What do I do?" I went back over to my group and said, "It's like a buffet, just help yourself." And in the silence that followed, the tears that streamed from her face and from the faces of the rest of my new friends made me uncomfortable in a way that is difficult to put to words. But in hindsight, it became clear that they cried because what they saw was a manifestation of what they were fighting for. And I was uncomfortable because my privilege had become disgustingly apparent. I take the food at Market Central for granted. I even complain sometimes. My assigned social value as a white, male, middle-class student granted me certain privileges that, until forced to face them, I would have been quick to deny having otherwise. But I guess real change starts when you begin to recognize your own hypocrisies. But even more so, when recognizing your own privilege, you can see what others are missing, and how the scales are tipped in your favor.
My assigned social value is lower than yours. This is the result of an imbalance of power, social value assigned by an inherently heteronormative, patriarchal society. I was on the bus coming home from elementary school. My grandma had just cut my hair. I never wore shoes. My hair was short, and it was the first time I had heard the word faggot applied directly to me. I thought nothing of it. That was the way the world worked. I told my best friend. She told me she needed time to think about it. She said she couldn't be my friend, said we couldn't speak. But that was okay. It was the way the world worked. We went to church, and they asked why my father didn't beat me, didn't knock some sense into me, why my father was a good man, why our Father who art in heaven, why hast thou forsaken me? But that's okay. That's okay. It's the way the world works. I drove my friend to and from the airport. She said she didn't think I could call myself a believer in God. It's because you haven't met the right man. You chose this lifestyle. Why can't you just date a man? Why can't you just be normal faggot? Why? Why? Can you look me in the eyes and tell me that I deserve less than you, that my assigned social value ascribed by this corrupt system justifies this? Tell me.
When combating the imbalances in our society, it often feels as though we could never get ahead, or that we will never be able to make a difference. But there are changes that we can make within our own lives, and I guess that's where real change starts anyway.
They tried to use me, but I am not a tool. They tried to lie to me, but I would not be fooled. They tried to bribe me, but I could not be bought. They tried to stop me, but I would not be stopped. 'Cause we are unstoppable. They tried to pacify me, but I would not stand by. They tried to stone me, but I was already high. They tried to stand me down, but I looked them in the eye. They tried to shake me up, but all I did was smile. 'Cause we